Now on scene, Brad Hayden at Rocky Mountain Prospector. What's up, buddy? How you doing? Brad has a mighty mill. We just crushed a small sample of the quartz I just extracted from the outcropping east from here.
I've left a link in the description with the discount code if anyone's interested in purchasing one of these Vevor metal detectors.
Well, I expected some type of signal from the amount of values I recovered from the same outcropping when I was out here with Brad Hayden at Rocky Mountain Prospector. I did not come all the way out here for nothing. I'm gonna extract some samples and take it home to Frankenmill and the shaker table for processing. Don't let the white coloration deceive you. This was actually pretty rich, and it's coming out of the vein structure quite easily. Does any company make a pair of safety glasses that do not fog up while in use? This is ridiculous. I'd rather not be blinded, but I need to be able to see to extract the material. This almost maroon, dark red material looks really good. I'm gonna gather some of this up and head back down. I think that's a pretty good size sample.
Do you sense any gold in there? Did I get some good samples? What do you think? Questionable? No opinion. Alright. These are some really cool pieces. Look at the folding on that one. The color. I know quartz is relatively a hard and dense material, like a 7 on hardness on the Mohs scale. Some of these are really deceivingly heavy though. Especially this one. I mean, that is way heavy. I'm looking forward to crushing all this into an extremely fine powder and extracting the values. Got a pretty good sized sample. out of the mill before classification. The next round is loaded and ready for crushing. Speaking of crushing, if you know where that ore originated from, leave a comment. Time to do something a bit different on the channel. Let's talk some geology. The mouth of American Fork Canyon. Zoom in a little bit. Here is the outcroppings those samples were extracted from. I climbed up around over here. I went in on this side. This is a whole vein structure. Goes underground. Comes back up here. And also it protrudes up through these rocks. Very rich location. Just from a preliminary examination, I guarantee this is an epithermal deposit. Very hard material to work with. It's going to take several passes through Frankenmill to pulverize all of it to a very fine powder.
Now that's a super fine crush. No chunks, please. Should be one more cylinder's worth to crush after removing the bearings and classifying what's in this container.
All of the sample has been completely pulverized. I will be processing it on the shaker table tomorrow morning.
Got to turn on the water for this one.
This is only going to work if that hose isn't frozen solid. Success! I have water. With this setup, these buckets act as balusters. They need to be filled with water first before the kiddie pool is filled with water, otherwise they'll just float off. I may have seriously oversaturated the material. Time for the first scoop of the soup. First scoop on the table. Look at those heavies already. Lots of silvery, brassy colored pyrite or sulfide. You look close and they're really small grooves. There's something accumulating in there. I hope all of the heavies sank to the bottom when I oversaturated the material. I've not seen anything on the table like my first sample from the same area. I'm losing my sunlight out here. This is not a patient man's game. I will be running the material across the shaker table throughout the evening. Once I've collected all of the concentrates, weighed them up after they've been dried, or display them under the microscope, and hopefully there'll be quite a bit of shiny in there. This concentrate collecting bucket is a great modification I've done to the shaker table. Believe it or not, it costs $50 to build. The bulkhead connectors alone were the most expensive parts. I'm almost to the bottom of the bucket. I've not seen anything really promising like the original sample. I could have missed the enrichment zone. Only time will tell. This will be a great representation of good times and bad times when it comes to prospecting. Sometimes you get a good spot and sometimes you hit barren material. I honestly expected a lot more concentrates than that. I've emptied out the bucket. All of the concentrates are in my finishing pan. I'll attempt to get a decent reveal before drying the concentrates and weighing them up. It takes a steady hand to pan crushed ore. Takes a lot of hard work, practice to develop the skill. Once you've got it down, you can pan anything. There's a few pieces starting to show through, not as rich as my original estimate. There is visible gold in that sample. Couple good sized specks there. Just slowly pan over to the majority of them. Pretty decent, not as rich as I originally thought it would be. It's worth going out there and sampling it to verify. I must have hit a rich spot when I first visited there and took samples from the same area. Other than a little bit of visible gold, lots of heavies. Correct me if I'm wrong, that sure looks like Galena to me. The area may not be rich in gold, but it sure looks like I may have found a new silver or Galena deposit. That definitely looks like Galena now that it has been thoroughly dried. That makes sense because in the area, if you're panning the creek instead of black sands, you get silver sands. 186.90 grams. Time to look at these concentrates under the microscope. I did not see anything visibly gold looking using the microscope. The concentrates, the majority of it is definitely some type of silver sulfide. Thank you for watching Smokey and Spike Productions. Have an awesome day.